guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Fastokajin Cosplay, and today, yes, we are back again with you guys with Viking, Season 6, Episode 1 of Part 1.
The last season, technically, because there's two parts, but...
Well, the Part 1 of the last season.
Last season. And Season 5 ended with a bang. Ivar lost his fight, lost Kattegat.
Lost his wife.
Lost his wife. Well, he killed her, so it was his choice, but... It was still a harsh blow for him because, you know, he didn't want to do that. He kept saying he loved her, and it was kind of bittersweet because we felt that this character brought, even no matter what her reasons were, she brought despair, and she kind of changed Ivar's character too much for our own taste, you know? So we didn't like her. It wasn't easy to see her go this way. It wasn't easy to see Ivar's emotions on his face when he did it, but still, she's dead. And Bjorn is now king of Kattegat.
Hail to King Bjorn!
That was so good. I had chills. I almost teared up. It reminded me of Ragnar so much. And I'm very interested to see where his character is going to go from here because last season was about him just not being good. You know, he just kept going from woman to woman. He didn't really know where he was going. And, you know, it was sad to see Bjorn's character turn into this. So now that he's king, he's gonna have all this weight on his shoulders. So I wonder what he's gonna do with it. He had this great, you know, memory of his dad saying that power attracts people and corrupts the best and stuff like that. So it's cool. And then, I mean, he also had a vision of the seer saying that the fights were not over. So we'll see what happens there.
So Hvitserk thought that his goal in life was to be the one that was gonna kill Ivar.
He did it.
Ivar is gone.
Yeah.
So what is he gonna do next?
I don't know. Is he gonna go back to being lost? No idea. Uba is the one that is not lost anymore. Like, he came back with Lagertha to Kattegat. He knows he wants to be Viking. Magnus is dead after finding out that he was Viking, you know.
Yeah, shit happens.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
But I think this is where it left us off. So I say we jump in this new season and see what they have in store for us.
Alright.
Let's do this. You did not see that recap, but it was good. I remembered Ivar having a hat on his head.
Yeah, but I think that's now. I
So
think
he's
that's
got
him right now.
Okay, with the beard and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that was the face we saw in the recap. It looks good on him. He kind of looks like Jesus, but it looks good on him.
Yeah.
Maybe this will humble him a little. You know?
No offense, but I wouldn't want Ivar to be my Jesus, you know?
No.
No.
Well, we had an entire season of him wanting to be a god, so we know what that does.
He's changing.
Well, maybe not changing, but discovering new things. The looks he's being given here are different from what he's used to. I think so. Unusualization! They don't do that often, but when they do it, it's cool. He looks like Eric Bana.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Ivar. Pivse noću, povida mi se mi jake koroli jesti.
Привеземо до Києва.
Vi se ikke bevæge sig blandt de med sig vest.
The dangers of being known.
Šta? Це коняче? Страні не куляли jesmo.
He looks so bad.
Творите се королі. Висточені страни. Откуда ти? Із Аполлону, ще не земель. Så getur ekki gungið. Ertu sá?
Nei. Ekki kribling. Siden fadengo. Tó tala tó komena.
Hún var fyrir en einig. Tungan fólksins minns. Bitterros.
Huh.
Those who went where their Bjorn went, right?
Well, their ancestors probably went east.
I've heard of you. Ivar. The boneless. Your fame has traveled along the Silk Road.
That's what he wanted.
Like honey, beeswax, furs, and slaves. But why do you travel along it now?
I lost my kingdom to my brothers. I am nothing, and I have nothing to offer you, Prince Ulrich. It was not my intention to trouble you with my presence. I am simply fleeing the retribution of my brothers.
Although I'm pretty sure if he was offered a chance to, you know, get an army and fight back, he would probably jump on it, but...
Yeah. It would be hard to travel by saying that, oh, I'm a king and I'm a god, so take me with you.
Going from that to I have nothing, I am nothing, I have no plan,
That's
it's huge.
huge.
Ooh. Ooh. He told you everything! Damn!
Problems with your friend. He was not cooperative, not helpful. Your friend refused to tell us why he had really come here. To my kingdom in disguise.
I already told you there was no reason.
There is always a reason. Always. I'm too very good,
Whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Gosh, he looks like Eric Bana. Flying! What the fuck?
What do you think? Would you like to fly? Ivar the Boneless.
I don't understand.
There is nothing to understand. Once we get enough speed, we'll be free of the earth. Isn't that the dream of all humans?
I don't know.
Surely for you who cannot walk.
Ivar is not liking it at all.
He struggled to walk and now they're making him fly.
Oh my
You
god.
could have asked, guys!
I don't think you have a say.
But now that you're in the air, just enjoy. This is probably so fucking cool. Especially for someone who probably didn't know it was possible.
Why? Because you're a god? It's true, isn't it? You are a direct descendant of Odin. You've been revealed as a god, yes. Ah! The gods travel across the sky, don't they?
Oh.
Oh my god. I would have been so scared. That doesn't look like it's safe at all. I think that they're gonna become great friends in the future.
They are very similar in a way. They kind of remind me of kids doing their first, you know, on their first roller coaster.
Not done yet.
Farewell.
And we never see them again.
They're gone.
End of the season.
King Bjorn, Queen Gunhild, we bring news of King Harald.
We were led to believe that King Harald had died of his wounds.
Oh.
It's true he was wounded in the battle, but King Olaf rescued him and took him back home.
Well, that was indeed noble of King Olaf.
Perhaps not so much,
While King Harald was sick, King Olaf claimed his kingdom.
and had enough warriors to enforce his claim. King Harald is still recovering his health, but he does not want to be ruled by King Olaf. He knows his life is threatened and likely to be forfeit. He also remembers that he came willingly to your aid when you desired to attack your brother Ivar, and that he personally saved you when Ivar tried to capture and kill you.
Yeah, you're kind of in debt to him
Therefore, he
right
claims an
now.
obligation. He asks you, as a true Viking, as a son of Ragnar, as a friend and ally, to help him overthrow the usurper. We heard that you had become king of Kattegat. So the real question is, what kind of a king are you going to be?
It's true that Harold helped him
He'd be dead.
save his
Yeah.
life.
I will think on it.
At least. It would be mean to just leave him alone and just let him deal with his problems, because he did save his life. And he did help them several times, but he's a threat to his rule.
True.
And it's another war, you know? I like the soundtrack.
As the sun sets, and in the sight of the gods, I swear I will fight no more. Forever.
Damn. Dressing out one last time as a warrior to do this. This is so different from the Lagertha in season 1.
These messengers disturbed me today.
I have decided to treat your arrival here as a sign, an omen. You see, for a long time we rose, guided by my brother-in-law King Rurik, looked to the east for trade, conquest, and expansion. Perhaps, after all, it's time for us to look west again. Years ago, I hung my shield on the city gates of Constantinople, but now it's time to hang it on the gates of Kattegat.
Opportunity.
Always find him.
I say it is a fine plan.
Of course.
Now I see that my arrival here in Kiev was no accident, as I suppose, but all arranged by the gods.
What if he actually thought of
How
that?
could it be otherwise?
Let's drink to Odin.
To Odin.
Ivar's not dead. Not yet. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
I'd like to believe that he didn't intend to go there in the first place.
Yeah, no.
But now that the opportunities present itself to him, he's just gonna gladly take it.
That's
and
the
enjoy
thing.
it.
Like, is Ivar's not dead. His ambition is not dead. But after everything that happened last season, you know, him going so high, thinking of himself as, you know, a god and a king and a husband, an all-powerful being, and then losing everything, I would understand that. He went on a journey to just see what would happen next, you know, because it's... I don't know how he feels. Like, he still drank to Odin at the end, but personally, if I would have been in his shoes, I would have felt, you know, bad for my god, because I would have pretended to be one of them. So that would have been like kind of like a curse to them. So I would have escaped that as well, but he doesn't seem to be, you know, escaping faith or anything. He's just kind of like Floki when he lost everything. He's just going wherever and seeing what happens. But speaking of Floki, we haven't seen him yet. Maybe he's dead, but I don't think they would have killed him this way. Just saying. Anyway,
well, last time we saw him, he was
buried
alive on a volcano.
Yeah.
So if we don't see him for the rest of the season, I think that he's dead.
It's the last season. If we don't see him ever again, yes, he's dead.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. In any case, but I actually, you know, enjoyed seeing him without the burden of being Ivar the Boneless for a little bit, you know, without having to uphold this persona that he created for himself, you know, the god, the all-powerful god, because when you're a god in the eyes of people, you cannot make any mistakes, you cannot appear weak, you cannot show, kind of like being a king, you know, you cannot show your personal life to the people around you. We went through that with Ragnar, we went through that with Alfred too, you know, Judas saying that he couldn't show feelings the same way normal people do because he's a king now, but it's the same when you're a god, like it's not easier. So to see him go...
I don't think so.
Yeah, but to see him go through crowds of people who reached out to him, you know, presented him with new stuff, new spices and animals and just, you know, all sorts of things that... And having him, you know, interact with them and not being judged for who he was or for what he did or for what he was supposed to be.
I really like that at the beginning he was thoughtful about it and he was not really enjoying it, but the second time that we saw him, you can see that technically he's not even 20 years old yet.
He's really young.
he's really young technically,
yeah.
And for once he was really enjoying himself.
Like
when he was flying with the hair balloon.
That was a funny scene. I like this side of Ivar a lot more than like this episode right away gave me good, you know, and a good impression of what the character could become, because last season I really didn't like what he was going through and how he was reacting to all of it, but this Ivar in this episode felt good to see, you know. I like the curiosity, I like the, even though he lost everything and he was betrayed, you know, by his brothers and stuff, and he was betrayed by his wife, I still think that he showed us a peaceful look, you know, something that we haven't seen on his face since, and he showed us a vulnerability that we haven't seen since his son was born, you know?
Yeah.
And it's the Ivar I like to see, the one that is open, the one that shows us what he's truly feeling, and, you know, the one that is more human than God, you know? So I like this. Meeting this man who I got confused with, you know, where people were and how they talked. He speaks Russian, right?
Yeah.
And they mentioned, I think they mentioned Russia, well, sort of. So they are East. Basically, they are the descendants of the Vikings that went East and kept pushing and settled there. So where exactly are they? He mentioned Constantinople.
Yeah.
So we can settle ourselves there. But I'm pretty sure that people in the comments are going to tell us anyways. So.
Yeah, please guys. I do you remember when Bjorn went south through Spain and through the kingdom there?
Yeah, but he wasn't that far east.
No, but they told about the Russian Vikings who came. So that reminded me about that. So maybe they came from there basically.
It's all the same universe, so they are all connected and they probably all traveled. But this settlement, especially this town, this king, doesn't seem to be fighting anymore. But then Ivar shows up, gives him an opportunity to
a reason to go back and maybe fight.
Yes, and that's the thing. Like, you know, Ragnar's sons are well known. Ivar's reputation has traveled, you know, word of mouth. You know, people heard about him, heard about his reputation, what he's done, and how people, you know, how famous he is. And I think it's something that, especially when you're a king and you have your own reputation, it's something that could appeal to them. You know, they want more always.
Yeah.
Power attracts the worst people, you know. So I think that having Ivar here gives them intel for Kattegat, gives them a reason to fight there, and will also give them supporters, because even though Ivar is not a king anymore, there are still people who support it, and we saw the people that got exiled, they can still do something about it. They can still come back. They can still show their support.
True.
Bring in more people. So having Ivar with them is a good thing for this guy who dreams of more. And Ivar was given that opportunity to become someone again. And I think, depending on how he does things, you know, it's the Ivar we know. So the vulnerable side, the curious side, the younger side of him that we saw in the beginning of the episode is always nice to see, but I don't think this is where they are going to take his character.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So just keep a reminder that it's always fun to see him open up. See him openly scared about something was pretty funny as well. I know because I saw it in a top 10 video, and I saw a short scene from a short clip from that scene, so I knew flying was going to be a thing, and I know it's sort of accurate. Not necessarily, you know, how that happened, but how it was developed and where and stuff. That was kind of accurate, so I thought it was pretty cool to see it happen, but I had no idea it was going to freak out this much.
Can you imagine that? Because if they do indeed bring that technology back to Kattegat, attacking from the air.
Forget it.
Attacking from the air. Can you imagine that?
The first who did it probably freaked a lot of people out. It is powerful. It is something that you cannot do much about. Even today, you know, you have, you know, the Air Force and stuff. You know, you can fight planes with planes, but the amount of damage that one plane can do on your foot soldiers and stuff, it's a lot. We're not talking planes here, but arrows can still do a lot of damage, and I'm pretty sure that an arrow going down can go faster and more accurately, can reach the ground too, you know, compared to the ones that you're going to shoot upwards. So
probably
it's gonna be badass if they bring it to war, but it's not, you know, it's not done yet, so I don't know.
I'm not sure though if they could maybe use them, because the way that they use it, they needed to slide up a long way for them to be able to go up in the air afterwards.
Exactly. So I think
that would depend on the ground and where they're fighting. I think
it might have been just kind of like a hint, or, you know, a callback to, hey, remember, like, in those days, back in those times, stuff like that was happening, so they were just trying to leave an Easter egg somewhere.
Yeah, but leave it to Ivar to become with something with it.
I don't know if the show is going to do anything with it, but that was cool still. The scene was cool still.
What did you think about Lagertha?
It's such a change.
It is
such a change.
Although, it is reasonable for her to decide to bury the shield maiden, the warrior side of her, and just try to live a peaceful, non-violent rest life.
Well, she lost a lot of people because of the fights. You know, fighting leads to suffering and sacrifices, and she's done with that. She wants to go back to the peaceful life that she had with Ragnar. She should have done that a long time ago. But
yeah, but she was young. She was blindsided by power.
The only thing that makes me really believe that this could stick is the fact that she vowed to the gods that she would never take the sword again. Because she's very religious. Before, she tried to have a normal life, you know, when she left Ragnar the first time, and it led to her becoming power hungry, you know? So it's a part of a character, and I will never completely leave behind the possibility that she might fight again eventually, but she is getting old. She has been through a lot. She has lost a lot of people, and then she vowed to the gods not to do it. So this is probably the best shot she's given at a normal life. We will see where this leads, but the show has a very bad tendency to bring back the past and kick him in the feels, you know, with that past. So we will see how other people react to it, but the matter of her killing Aslog hasn't been resolved. Ivar is still not over you know, the betrayal and the fact that she killed his mom. Pretty sure that the fact that she's known and she's famous and stuff could lead to people wanting to become famous by killing her, you know?
If people knows that she's living alone,
She becomes a prey.
Alone, totally. I think that people might just try to go and try to kill her. Yeah.
Try to snatch a bit of the fame, you know, because if you kill one of the famous, you know, the famous Lagertha shield maiden, you know, that everyone knows about in the entire world, well, that gives you a lot of points for your reputation. Anyway, and then the other one I want to discuss, like Bjorn, Hvitserk, we won't really talk about him because he's just not doing well.
Right now, he's such a mess.
Bjorn is going through a lot of stuff that other people before him went through, you know, questioning his path, his future, what he wants to become, where he wants to go, who he is as a person, because you cannot let your crown define you, you know? He is a king, but that's just his responsibility, you know? He cannot lose himself in that responsibility, and I don't know, maybe it's because he's been fighting for so long and now he's in Kattegat. His father's dream has been accomplished in Wessex because of Uba. Ivar is gone. There's still the matter of Ivar, but I don't think he wants to, you know, track him down or anything. If he comes back, he's gonna fight, but still, now that the fight is done and he has become king, I think he's just lost. He doesn't know what to do next.
Well, I think that Gunhild had a good point by saying that you shouldn't do the right things for the wrong reasons. So he needs to sort of what he wants to do, because coming to Harold's aid, it's technically the right thing to do, but for what reason are you going to do it though?
Because you want to fight? Because you don't want to, you know, you want to still be the one that wages wars and you know, kills left and right and becomes powerful? Or because you owe him a debt and you because he doesn't like Harold, you know, he teamed up with him because he had no choice, but he doesn't like the guy.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget that most people that Ragnar, most people that Ragnar came to hate, in the end betrayed him. So, what would be the point to save Harold if he's gonna betray you in the future?
And Harold, let's not forget, Harold has been saying that he wanted to be king of Norway for a while, and last season, especially in the end, it was a problem, you know, between the two, what Harold was going to do. And it's true that Harold has been losing a lot, but eventually he might win, you know, he might win something.
Might with a capital M.
But it's interesting to see Bjorn be so calm and, you know, saying that he feels old, and he feels like he's kind of like a ghost walking among the memories and the living, you know. He remembers where he's been through so much, but now that it's done, who is he? What does he want to do? Like, it's a matter, it's kind of like Hvitserk last season, you know. He doesn't know what his faith is and what he's supposed to do next, because he doesn't, it's like he doesn't have the drive anymore, kind of like his dad, which is sad because we know where that led Ragnar, but we'll see what he does. Yeah. Right now he needs to figure out like what Bjorn wants. Does he want to keep fighting and expand? But he's been saying that he doesn't want to expand by conquering, which is something that he'll have to do if he goes and help Harold, because it's about, you know, defeating Olaf. So if he says that he wants to do it to help Harold, but in fact he just wants to do it because deep down he wants to conquer, we'll see. It means he still has a drive, but then he's been lying to himself, so
yeah,
it's a lot more interesting than which woman he's going to end up with, and, you know, is it going to work this time?
Because that's different. Finally, we got something different.
It's meat, you know. It's something that happens to him. Yeah. But I'm pleasantly surprised with this first episode of season 6.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Adele. Gunhild doesn't seem to be so much.
Who? What?
Gunhild.
Oh yeah,
Bjorn's wife. She seems really detached from him.
I don't know. I think it's because she, you know, in the recap they were showing us when she said, "Oh, I'll never be claimed." So maybe it's just her not wanting to define herself as Bjorn's wife. Maybe she's afraid that she will lose herself to this way, so she's trying to she doesn't want to put too much thoughts into it. Like, she doesn't want to think too much about what it means to be his wife and how much does she love him. Like, she doesn't want to lose her freedom with him, you know? So this could lead to problems. This could lead to just them living a simple, happy life, but it's never going to go further than that. We'll see. Right now, I kind of like this because I feel like she reminds me of Bjorn in a way. Mm-hmm. Like, he's the same too. He gets really passionate, but he's always been detached, sort of. This could be my impression because of the many women he's been with, but we'll see.
It's true that they kind of think the same regarding relationships and maybe how to do stuff.
The relationship doesn't seem complicated, and that's how she wants it to be, so we'll see where this goes. Like, maybe they are setting up something with her, but we'll see how this develops. Like, this could just be a scene between the two. We don't know.
Yeah. Also, I'm glad that Uba's gonna be a daddy.
He is.
Oh, he's first child.
Now Hvitserk needs to be taken care of. You know, he needs to be dealt with somehow. Yeah. Someone needs to.
He needs to find Bite the Buddha, please.
He needs help. A lot of help. Okay. That's pretty much it.
I think that's it, yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of Season 6 with us. If you want to see Episode 2 right away, it is on Patreon already. Check it out. The link is in the description.
Yep, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now, guys. And if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube. Which will be next week. So see you then.
Bye.
Bye, guys.